Never mind. Yeah.
Said I was an intro, dude.
Well,
So
go ahead, intro, dude.
I got a little text ski. My boy Nytemare10. He's back again, actually for the first time ever on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He got so jealous for that Matt Beast was on that he wanted to come on and tell his own YWC story. So, Phil.
You darn right. Nytemare10 is your boy. Once again, I just butchered my own intro, but it's okay. What's up, guys? Had to be on here because no one, once again, the forgettable guy. It's okay. I'm used to it. My life.
You know, you've been on our live stream, so technically you've been on our podcast.
Well, yeah, technically. I forgot about the live stream.
Because you did live reactions for Money in the Bank.
I'm not saying you forgot me. That's not what I meant. But.
I forgot about Money in the Bank.
You put it on our Talking Shop podcast, live reactions, but you had a wedding.
Yeah, I did, and I didn't get home in time. Sorry about that.
This
I heard it was amazing.
Never been on, which he's been on almost twice.
Right, so yeah.
There you go.
I was on one of the pay-per-views. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
All right, Phil. I asked everyone this question.
Okay, go ahead.
How did you find YWC?
How did I find it?
Yeah. Like, would you go on YouTube one day? What were you searching? Like, how did you stumble upon
it? Okay, well, YWC, I had to go on YouTube if you're talking that.
No, I mean, how did you stumble? Like, search? Were you searching DVDs? Were you searching trip videos? Were you searching belts?
I don't know. All right, so I'm trying to think of who I watched first. Like, so I know who I watched first, and then I'm trying to think of how I found them. Honestly, I guess I was searching like people's thoughts. I guess I don't know. I was trying to think of what I was actually doing to find the first person I watched. I had to have gone to YouTube and searched something. My memory is not the best, so I don't remember what I searched, but I clearly searched something and something popped up at some point. Because YouTube wasn't like it is now, so it was probably harder to find stuff, I would say, back then. So I don't know how I found. I didn't have any other avenues to know that someone has a YouTube channel because Twitter was 2008 when I joined. Well, I guess it could have been, but no, because I made a account in like 2006 to YouTube, but didn't make videos till 2008. So I knew I watched before I made videos. So yeah, it was just I don't know. I guess I searched something and found the people that. I don't know if you want me to go ahead and tell who I first watched.
Yeah. Name off who you saw.
So the OG, what I consider, everybody says OG YWC, but the OG YWC for me was Truth Slayer, which is T-Slay, whatever, 1974, whatever it was at the time.
I say is the Dave Meltzer of the YWC.
100%, and I agree with you. I think you said that, and I'm like, this is not even close. Yeah, he's definitely the Dave Meltzer for sure. The second wave, which is what a lot of people know more now.
Look at that.
I would say have a lot to.
2006.
Have a lot to. What'd you say?
I was looking because I wasn't sure if Nytemare10 was like your original account, and I see it right there, September.
Yep. Yeah.
2006. That's crazy.
Yeah, Nytemare10 was original. I had Nytemare88 on Twitter, and Nytemare88 on some other things, but Nytemare10 I've had that from get-go because I just was like, oh, let me make my YouTube. By the way, if you want to know the origin real quick before I say who else I watched, the origin of Nytemare10 is, of course, Nightmare has always been a name I've used. I said I would always, if I became a wrestler, my name would be Nightmare. That's the story behind that. But the 10 is when I graduated college.
Generic popular song as your indie entrance?
The what now?
Do you have a generic popular song as your indie entrance? Indie entrance?
No, well, I never got that far when I trained. But
you trained?
I played
videos.
You trained?
You had a channel since 2006, and you haven't even cracked 1,000 subs.
Oh.
That's what we're gonna talk about that, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But first of all, what'd you say, Pinko?
You trained for wrestling?
I trained twice. People don't know that.
Let's talk about it, dude. What?
So yeah, I trained. All right, so we'll go. We're going all over the place, but we'll come back to YouTube. You have to just rope me back because I'll start. But yeah, so I trained in North Carolina the first time under a guy named Donnie Steamboat with literally my best friend still today. One of my best friends, not Curtis, for anyone that we're curious of who it is. But no, so I trained there. I drove 5 hours. Yep, 4.5 to 5 hours to train one day a week. That's how much I cared. Wow. And it was good. It just didn't work. It just didn't. Go ahead.
How long did you do that for?
I did it. I want to say I did it for a while. I did it for a while because I was at the point where, the training, looking back, not rest in peace, he's actually dead now, but Donnie Steamboat was a good trainer, but he just, I don't know, it just wasn't. It ended up, short story short, I guess. Long story short, it ended up ending because I did a superplex off the top rope. he was I don't know why we were doing superplexes, and that had probably maybe my second month. I don't think it'd been that long. Maybe it was a little bit longer than that, but I'm not good at timeline as far as that. My friend would know. But so I did that. Actually went that day by myself because he couldn't go. And so I was like, well, I'll just drive up. What the heck? I've driven it with him for however many times. So I went and did the superplex and messed my ankle and almost killed the guy on his head because shouldn't have been doing a freaking superplex, but whatever. Why that was a go-to move at the time that he wanted us to learn, but whatever. So I did that, and so I really messed my ankle up. And
when you see a superplex when a wrestler does a superplex,
right? Yeah, and I was like, oh, this isn't hard. Wrong.
No. I'm saying now when you watch wrestling now.
Oh, when I watch wrestling now and I see a superplex, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't look as easy as you. It looks easier than it looks, or thinks, or is, or whatever. So yeah, I hurt my ankle and actually I didn't drive there myself. That's right. Anyways, random thought, but my parents brought me. But anyway, so I don't even know how long ago that was. I'd have to think. But anyway, so that was a promotion in North Carolina. Ended up not ever going back after that. Not because I guess got hurt and then I had to heal and couldn't make practice and whatever. I learned a lot. I will say this, if and I'm not saying that I'll ever get back into it, but if I got back into it, I did learn a lot from that company. But so yeah, I did that, and then I don't know, years later, I ended up going to one right next to me, like 45 minutes away, where basically close to where I work now, and in Myrtle Beach, and what was I gonna say? Oh, and it was good for a while. I actually trained like. Nobody like well known was in that one. I think YWC, not YWC. It's called. I think there was something a W in it. That's why I keep saying that. But the first one I ever trained in actually had some people train in it. Like that's how I actually met the Hardys. They didn't train there, but I met the Hardys because they knew a lot of people that's how I actually got that gig. Is because anyways, long story short, a friend of mine used to date somebody that knew the Hardys and blah blah blah, and she still knows them. Actually knows the Hardys. She doesn't date that person anymore. But anyways, yeah. So
tweeted like the Jeff Hardy's wife or something, like
you guys were best friends. She follows me on Twitter. Random thought, or random out there, but not that I'm bragging about it. I'm not. But yeah, so like the new trainee place that I went to was pretty good for a while.
How long between training places did you take?
In between places, it was a long time.
Like years?
At least a couple years. Yeah, I can't. Timeline wise, I can't really think of it right now, but it was a couple years because then my friend was like, I'm too old. I don't want to go anymore. He's like, I just can't do it anymore. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'll just try it. And I tried it. I drove for a while, went to shows with them. Actually was randomly put in to be a ref at one of the shows, and I had no idea what I was doing. But I did it anyway. It's a rep. How hard can it be kind of thing. But yeah, so I trained there too. And the only thing that stopped me, I'm athletic. I feel like I'm more athletic now than I ever was, but whatever. But like, I couldn't flip. Like I could do a hip toss, but I couldn't flip on my own. Like I could, everyone else there could stand there. Like anybody that didn't have a talent bone in their body could just jump and flip. It's the only thing I couldn't do. I literally couldn't do it. So they find ways to like be creative to do it. Suplex, I'd have to I could jump up and give them enough help to get me over. That wasn't a problem. I just couldn't flip on my own. So that was one thing that I always struggled with, but never really got to the promo part. They never did promo class. If I did promos, I'd probably still be in the wrestling business today. But
when did you realize you're like, okay, this dream's kind of over?
Well, I still don't think the dream's over, to be completely honest. I would, if the right opportunity came up, I'd try again. More so to be a manager because I'm 32 years old. I don't know if I could have a DDP run in me, but I would do it again if I got the right connection. I would 100% do it again. But I just didn't think I had it physically. So I was like, for anyone that know, like, obviously where you live and where you go and where you like train and stuff matters, but like you don't go to wrestling school to be a manager. Like, it's just not down here anyways. Like, there might be a wrestling school that you can do that, but like, you just don't go to do that. So like, that was what I would have transitioned to. It just didn't work. And I didn't really care for my trainer. I never had a great relationship with him either, but it was fine. It was cool. I learned some stuff and, I don't know if anybody will know this name, but Mosley, is it CJ Mosley or something Mosley? Something Mosley. Yeah, I've heard that. So he's friends with like Xavier Woods and stuff. He would come to those shows a lot. Which I knew him already through the last promotion. But yeah, I don't know if I don't think any other name. But there was some talent. I will say there was some talent. Oh yeah, well there's a guy that's still locally that actually works at a bar that I went to the other night. He still wrestles. That company doesn't exist anymore, but he's good. Mason Miles, so I'll shout out to him. But he still wrestles, and very talented too. But I don't think he's gone anywhere outside of. I mean, he's done indie. Oh, and by the way, one of the promotions I went to, I don't know if he was there, but one of the promotions we went to help out with and did like a collab with or something. Scott Dawson was like their biggest star.
There you go.
So like everyone, when they like, I knew who he was as soon as he like I already knew about him because they raved about him. Like when obviously they're gonna promote. Oh, our guy got signed, you know. Yeah. So not the company I trained for, but we did a collab or whatever. You know how
Were you doing YouTube videos while you're training?
You said what now?
Were you making YouTube videos while you're training?
There is a video on my channel. I don't know what the title of it is, but I talked about Angelina Love on the way home from training one night. I'm in my car driving from North Carolina talking about Angelina Love. I don't know what it was, but some news. I mean, that's what we did back in the day. So
I'll look it up for you.
Out there.
So who was like your clique? Because like the first time I ever saw you on a video was Ravi's video in WrestleMania 28.
Right. Yep. So right. So
you and Ravi were inseparable, and then after you became like Ravi's traveling, I guess, roommate for WrestleMania 29. Yeah. So like, who were you with for 28? And like,
what was your 20? All right. So go back a little bit, but 28 is the first time I stayed with anybody, but outside of my sister. So 27, I stayed with my sister, but 27, it was when I met up with the OG, what I consider the OG YouTube community, which is obviously True Slayer was there in Atlanta. There's a video of all of us talking in Atlanta. My sister's in the video as well. LV5454. That's an OG for me. And then Brandon, of course, is the classic.
I was a Divas fan before Divas was giving women a chance before anybody.
Yeah. And LV's still the same way. He just doesn't obviously have YouTube anymore. He tweets here like once in a blue moon. But LV's a good guy. He actually is a local.
Hold the phone. Did you record? How did you explain? Okay, I'm watching your first video. How did you record through Blog TV? Did you like go live and then you would just like rep the
I went live. Yeah, if you watch it later, I went live and then it would record it and I would upload it. It was the worst process. Y'all talking about Matt talking about uploading videos? Dude, I went through the struggle to upload a video. Dial-up internet struggle, like legit struggle.
That's crazy, dude. That's like, I mean, you know how many hoops you gotta like run through to like.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't have a I don't even know what camera. Oh, I used a camera like a digital camera kind of thing. Like it was like that isn't supposed to be used for that. That's why the quality is horrid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why it's like choppy and stuff. But yeah, that's what I did. Blog TV were the shout out to my boy D-Flow, who is the reason why I'm even on Blog TV.
Oh, there we go. Thoughts on Angelina Love.
Yeah. So yeah, but what were we talking? You asked me something.
WrestleMania 27. You're meeting everybody.
All right. So also Honor Hammer is what I know him by. Honor Hammer 26. He's gonna kill me if I get the number wrong. But anyways, he's actually doing really well in sports broadcasting. But anyways, so he was another part of it, and a guy named Brian, aka Soda Popinski. Obviously, Justin, you know who Brian is, but
for WrestleMania 30.
Just in case nobody knows who Brian is. I don't think anybody would know who Brian is actually, except for the OG, like the crew I'm talking about.
I know him because of the videos.
Oh right, well yeah, because you saw videos obviously, but I still talk to Brian from time to time. I need to text him actually, but yeah, so yeah, like that was the OG crew, and honest to God, like so leading into 27, like I never thought WrestleMania was possible, which I think a lot of people that have gone to trips now would think that WrestleMania is not an option. Because, I mean, it's WrestleMania. You're thinking Super Bowl of your favorite sport, basically. Or, World Series or whatever. Like, it's not possible.
Like, how do you go to WrestleMania? I'm like, you buy a ticket and you go.
It's literally that simple. Like, people ask me now, you've been to, like, no questions asked. I say no questions asked, but, like, what's the word I'm saying? Like, no doubt about it. Like, the number one response I get when people say, like, they found I'm a wrestling fan and they semi-like wrestling or used to like wrestling, like, maybe they still watch or they don't watch. And I say, yeah, I've been to like 5.5. I think I say 5 WrestleManias, whatever. Technically, it's not 5, but I say 5 WrestleManias, and then they're like, wait, what? And like, it's always like, wait, how do you do that? And then they want to know how to go, and I'm like, bro, it's super simple. And then I go into all that, but
I do think they think it's like the Super Bowl because like,
they
think you're they think like you're rich for a second. Like, how do you even afford all this? I'm like,
yeah, and
cheaper than.
Now you kind of have to be a little rich now, but 27 was super easy. I remember my WrestleMania ticket being like 120, and it was amazing seats. I mean, amazing, like your average, like where everyone wants to sit, pretty much. So yeah, like I don't even know how I worked my way. Like people, like you were talking about fighting your way into getting into a known. Like wasn't trying to be known, but I was trying to find I wanted to I'd comment on True Slayer's videos and like what now?
You want like a group? You want like a clique?
Yeah, I wanted a group, and because it's like I made YouTube videos that clearly no one watched, so I was trying to. I can shoot on myself. I don't care. So I was like trying to I would comment on their videos. I'd comment on another big guy that apparently a lot of people think we look alike is MB Wrestler. I don't know. I'm sure Justin knows who that is, maybe, but
I know MB Wrestler. MB Wrestler.
MB Wrestler, who's still wrestling today. Shout out to him. Props to that. I'd mark that when he was on SmackDown.
Who says that you look alike? I don't see.
You don't. I don't. Well, I've heard that. I've heard that I'm a skinnier version of MB Wrestler is what I've heard. But anyways, I don't see it either. I don't see it either.
Personality, but I don't know about looks.
Yeah, I don't see it either. But I mean, see, I have longer hair now. It's back when I had shorter hair, I think, or I say whatever. Back when I was a little younger, I guess. But yeah, so then, I'd comment on videos. I finally commented. I think True Slayer, also in Chase, C-Dude. He wasn't at 27, though. Was he at 27?
I don't know. We weren't there.
I know. I'm not. Chase is going to kill me if he listens to this. I can't remember.
I can confirm he was at 30 because me and Matt Beast talked to him.
Our podcast when we realized no one listens to our podcast.
Oh, well, that's fine. But anyway, so whatever. I'm shouting out everybody and no one's going to even. Anyways. So, yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Falcone.
I think I met. Yeah, shout out to Ryan Falcone. I think Chase. I don't think I met him there, but anyways, I would have to look back at the video. Maybe Chase was there. I'm sorry, Chase, if you weren't there. But anyway, so Chase, I would comment. The reason why I brought up Chase is so I would comment on Josh's videos, and obviously, if you followed me back,
Josh.
What? That's his name. Sorry, real kayfabe. I broke kayfabe. True Slayer. Breaking kayfabe.
The hell kind of do I call wrestler? Do we call wrestler by the real name now too?
I know.
Josh, dude. Like everyone knows that.
Well, it's like Brandon.
It's like me calling Big Rat Ricky.
I know. That's one I will never do. I can never call him Ricky. I have to call him Big Rat. But yeah, so, I would comment on True Slayer's videos and hope to get a response. I think sometimes I might have got one, but then a TNA rant that I had, because everybody knew me as, like I said, back in the day, I was a huge TNA fan, and I was probably a TNA mark more than anything. And they could do no wrong for a long time. And so then I would obviously, when you get out of your bubble, you see people don't like TNA as much as you. You're like, well, what the heck is wrong with you? And so then it's like, it was, oh, God, I didn't even shout out my favorite YouTubers of all time. Still to this day. Sorry. Even though I don't agree with them much anymore, but still.
Accept your apology.
Tito for life. Who was?
Oh, I knew we were going to say that name.
What'd you say?
They were in Dallas, right? When we were in Dallas?
I tried. Oh, that's a whole nother thing. Chase, dude, this guy's like one of your OG fans, and they wouldn't meet me. Or I don't know if they wouldn't meet me, but I don't know. We were at the Ring of Honor show.
Ravi went up to them, and they big leagued Ravi.
They big leagued Ravi?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, get out of here, bro. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. Yeah, see, that's, as people, I don't think they're nearly, Doug is a whole nother breed, and then I actually followed, what's the other one's name? God, I can't think of it. But I would follow Bill. I would follow Bill, but then Bill started tweeting stuff I had to unfollow him. But anyway,
so they have 7,000 subscribers now.
What'd you say?
They only have 7,000 subscribers. I thought they had thousands and thousands.
Well, they were them, and it was them versus True Slayer. That's all I would watch.
Got more subscribers than them.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's why, you guys are you guys broke the mold way more, but they were the OGs of the YWC. Those two battling each other, MB Wrestler.
Their videos get more views than their subs. That's how you know they're popular.
What'd you say?
Their videos have more views than their sub count.
Right, yeah. Because people didn't sub. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't sub back then, but I think I don't know if their sub count, what their sub count used to be, so I don't know. But they were the most subbed. Them and True Slayer, when I watched, were the most subbed. Then you had Brandon and guys like that. Oh, sorry, Insta Classic. But yeah, so, but But yeah, so like I watched them and I'd comment. So I finally made a TNA rant, and that's when Josh commented on the video, "Good rant" or something like that. I'd have to find. I don't know. I think it was the first TNA rant. Big Pinko, if you're looking at.
Realize that you know what you're
and
talking
I'm like,
about.
I exist in the world of the YWC. I exist. I'm telling you, I would literally watch. I'm not kidding you. I have watched Josh's video to prove him wrong because he was anti-TNA. Well, not anti-TNA, but that's how I looked at it. And then, of course, you had, big RVD Tito for Life, who pretty much my thoughts were them, anti-WWE, WWE, I mean, I watched WWE, but I was always like pro-TNA versus WWE. And so I'd watch both of their videos over and over and over and over and over again. Every time they uploaded, it was like, I'm ready to watch. I wish they had notifications back in the day, but they didn't. I would have been all over that. I would be so mad when I missed a video, like it wasn't new or something like that, or I wasn't new to it or whatever. But yeah, so I don't even remember how it started, but I knew they were called the Skype callers or whatever. That's like what, like you guys call yourself, like, there's the whole click thing or whatever. So the click, like that was the Skype talkers. That was the one you wanted to be like MB Rest. All like that's what they were. No,
Skywalkers.
What'd you say?
Like they're Skywalkers.
Right. Well, I mean, that way they named themselves that. That was just like what they were always known, like the Skype talkers. If you talked on Skype, that was, you were part of that group kind of thing. But yeah, they were the Skype, and I was just like, I just want to be a part of the team, bro. I don't want to be like the leader. I just want to have friends. I just want to have friends. I just want to do hood rat things with my friends, kind of thing. No, so like I don't know how I got in, like, because I was a nobody. Like I'm like, if you look back at that YouTube, like that's proof that you don't have to have subs to be friends with people who have subs. Like that's the biggest misconception, because I literally had none. Like I made a video, like I don't even know when I got 100 subs, but I made a video when I got 100 subs, and that was way after I'd already talked to them. I didn't even have 100 subs, and obviously now I still am under 1,000. Whatever, haters gonna hate. Bro. But yeah, so yeah, like that, like I literally just somehow got in this Skype call. I think it was more so, I don't even know, but I think Chase oriented it, because Chase found me on Twitter. So Chase, or I don't know if he found me on Twitter, but he knew about me somehow, and he was all like, he made video responses actually on his channel, which doesn't exist anymore, but like to me, and I would make videos. My videos might still exist. I can't remember. I've only deleted a select few, but like I would even respond back to him, and I doing comments on his video, and he would make another video, because so one video he made, he's like, clearly someone didn't get this and didn't say my name, but like the video, he told me later the video was about me.
He subtweeted you in a video. Wow.
Yeah, he subtweeted me in a video. Exactly. That's exactly, Justin. Best way to say it. But anyways, somehow I got in the Skype call. The first Skype call I got in, I felt completely out of place. I was marking out, first of all. I'm like, I can't say anything. Who am I to say anything? And then finally, like, I had a viewpoint that I was like, I'm a passionate guy. I'm going to eventually tell you my opinion. And my opinion was different than anybody's in the group. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll never be invited back. Kind of thing. I don't remember. It was something with Daniel Bryan and Triple H. I was a big Daniel Bryan hater at the time. But I was probably wrong. But anyways, I said something about Daniel Bryan not being that good, and they're like, wow, I mean, but they are the reasons. Like, I don't know exactly. I can't pinpoint one or the other. Markeem is another one. Nightmare Baller one. Shout out to him, as Ravi called me when he first met me. Like, those are the guys. Like, those are literally the guys that got me into indie wrestling. Like, Big Rat was another big part of that. Getting me into indie. I don't think I'd watch indie wrestling. Well, I don't want to say I wouldn't eventually found it, but because of the way the world works now. But like yeah, I would have never. Ring of Honor, my first show. I actually owned the first show, because I think they told me. I don't know if someone sent it to me, or they told me to buy this show. I have to find it, but it's one of Ring of Honor's like first like big shows in 2002 or something like that. I don't even know if that was the year or not, but. And I was hooked ever since. I'm like, there's more wrestling than WWE and TNA? Wait, what? And I made
sorry.
No, I was going to say, there's videos of like random PWG shows like that I would have never known about if it wasn't for them.
So I was like, so 27, you hang out with them.
Yeah, I hang out with 28. Them. By the way, I actually got in the car because my sister decided she didn't want to go to one of the indie shows with us. She was just, there for basically, she went to the zoo or something. I can't remember. And then, she was chilling at the hotel. I went with one of the indie shows with them. And the first time I've ever met, like I've met them before, but like, or I had met them already, but like, this is the first time I'm going to be alone with them. And I'm like, they're going to murder me. I know that's stupid, but at the time, like this internet wasn't like meeting people over the internet was still not like cool, I guess, or like approved upon. If that makes sense. Like that was still normal. Like my mom was like, you're meeting people you've never met on before in person. Oh my god. Like now she knows like, oh, you're going with your Canada friends again. Like she says that all the time. Or like you're going to Chicago. Like not even sweat over her back now, but like during that time it was just a different time. But yeah, they were cool. I mean, I freaked out for no reason. I actually told them that later on, and they were like, "You thought
Canada friends because you roomed with us at 34?"
Well, she knows that they know I have friends. I've talked about everybody that obviously that I'm close to, like you and Ravi and Mike and all them. So yeah, but most people, well, not most people, but my family, my mom, my dad, and my sister know about everybody that I've gone to. When they find out that when people that know me found out I've been to so many WrestleManias, and I tell them how many, like I literally know people all over the globe pretty much. They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, the internet's a crazy thing."
So 28.
Anyway, 28, I room with them, obviously. So now my sister's not going anymore, and I'm like, I mean, one WrestleMania, I can go to two. I mean. So it's just crazy to think back at it. But yeah, so then I do 28. We room with them.
Who'd you stay with?
I stay with Brian, Brian, True Slayer. Chase was with us for that. I don't remember. I think Chase was with us for that. That's when I might have met Chase for the first time. I have horrible memory now that we're questioning me on this stuff.
Okay. Okay. 28. You're there. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a little question. You started this.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon films a video. Classic. Right. Merch Mania.
Yes. Go ahead. You have anything else to say to that before I keep going?
Why did you spend so much money at the Superstore?
Because I was an idiot.
I heard you maxed the credit card.
Because I was an idiot.
How much money did you spend?
That trip, I'll be completely honest. That trip, I paid off that trip like years later.
At the Superstore, how much money did you spend?
On that trip?
Yeah.
Oh, it was in the thousands for sure. I don't know if that includes like seat, because I upgraded my seats that weekend. Like me and LV got floor seats. Like I don't know if it, like I said, I was sitting with Josh, or aka Truth Slayer, and we were sitting like nosebleeds because I didn't care. I was going to a second WrestleMania, and then I was trying to save money. And then when I got down there, I'm like, bump that, man. We need to go to the floor. I found two seats now. Floor seats. Now I say floor. I have to show you like as far as a picture. This is the point where the upgraded podcast you show the picture. But anyways, but no, like we sat like we were on the floor. Like it was I think risers. I guess like not exactly risers, but anyways, we were on the floor like for Rock Cena. It was freaking amazing. But yeah, it was $450 for like two of those seats for two of those. Never gonna get that again. But but yeah, so I upgraded. I was like, this is a steal on StubHub. I thought it was a steal. Maybe at the time it wasn't, but looking back, it's obviously you're never getting those seats for that price. But yeah, it was amazing. The whole trip was amazing. 28 was amazing. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say, but 28 was amazing. Big Rat was with us. Did Big Rat stay with us? No, Big Rat was living there. That's right. He was living close to Miami, so he hooked up with us. So he would hang. He went to everything with us.
So okay.
I remember like in like the video. Like I remember specifically you were in Ravi's videos for the 2 Mania trips, but then for some reason I feel like 29 was the time when I really started to know who you were, because you were hanging, because like the people that I knew that went on to 29 trip was like everybody that I knew, then everybody that I was talking to on Skype went on that 29 trip, and because you were like intermingling with them like more and more, like you became like a person where I was like, oh, okay, like that guy, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, and that makes sense, because I would say that was when I like would obviously mingle in with that crew now.
Yeah.
Because like no one went to 29, and in the 27, 28 crew, no one went to 29.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, I met up with Brian. We went to Hall of Fame and some of the indie shows. I have a picture of me and Big Rat and Brian. I think Brian was with us. I don't think Brian was with us, but picture of me and him, me and Big Rat, like right in front of Roxy. I forgot her name. But it's Roxy Laveau and TNA. I forgot what she's. That's sad because I was like a huge fan of hers. But anyways, like taking a selfie right in front of her and at a Shimmer show. So Big Rat was there. But
Wait, okay, before we get into 29, because I know Justin's about ready to roast everybody, but okay, so Merch Mania. So who?
I got one more question about 28, but okay, go on.
Okay,
Well,
who
yeah, go
like
ahead.
who started the Merch Mania like line? Because
The
I
line
searched it on
was
YouTube.
Brandon. Go ahead.
I searched it on YouTube, and I see a lot of people that aren't us are using it. So I'm interested to see who
Well,
it is.
I don't know. Like Brandon claims he like started that name. Like I obviously say that I deserve rights to it because it never happens if it's not for me. I think everyone like Ravi and them got it from that. Like Ravi, Justin. Like I don't know. I can't say that for sure, but I
It
don't
was
know if they
Brandon's
got it.
video.
What'd you say?
Brandon uploaded a video called Merch Mania of
Right.
all your stuff you bought.
Right. And I think, and I
Gotta
honest to
find
God,
this.
now I think other people have gotten it from Ravi. So Ravi's used it, and so I think other people watch Ravi a lot more than they watch Brandon. Not him, but and I think that's where it's got the most like traction. And then I guess Breach is
There's so
probably
many Merch Mania videos, and the most popular one is not even Ravi's.
I know. Okay, so I found Merch Mania. It was April 2012. It's on Brandon's channel, which I honestly like. I don't know why I'm not subscribed to Brandon because it looks like he posted 4 months ago, but that's besides the point.
Right.
So I think this is the video. It's filmed vertically, so Brandon, I'm gonna have to dock you a point on that one. So, I mean, you
This was
bought the
OG.
belt.
What year? That was 2012. That was
Oh, the Ring of
2012.
Honor. What are you doing with that Edge like plaque? Where's that
I
Edge
still
plaque
have
now?
that plaque. I still have the Edge plaque. I still have that belt. Yep. So
Got
not all that stuff was mine though. I still have the big belt. Still have the little belt, big
Davey
belt, everything.
Richards DVDs. You got WrestleMania cups, CM Punk shirts. You got a headband that is very not good now.
Woo 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 headband.
Oh no, Briscoes.
Oh, the Briscoe headband.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. I'm
that's
glad I didn't buy one of those. You got a Punk DVD. That's rare. That's rare. That might be rare. Wow, look at this.
see.
All this stuff,
Yeah.
dude. Look
Dude,
at that mini belt. Wait, what are you doing with the Matt
I
Beast
still
title?
have it. It's right there on my nightstand, right
A
there.
little mini
Still
belt.
have it.
What do you do with the Ray mask? You still wear the Ray mask?
Oh, the Ray mask was I get.
Ray and Sin Cara.
I have the Sin Cara mask, and it's signed by Sin Cara. I can't remember if this is the OG.
And
How
you
many
got a
shirts
Rusty
did you
headband.
buy?
Not all those shirts were mine. So the CM
Rise
Punk
Above
shirt was my
Hate.
friend's. Huh?
But 2 Rise Above Hate shirts.
No, I didn't. Only one.
You got the green and you got the.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, but I thought you meant like, yeah, I did. I bought the green
Who'd you
one.
get to sign the belt that weekend?
Heat hat? Why did you buy a heat hat?
Oh, that was the whole story too. So we went to a Heat game, and I hated the Heat, but like that was the first live NBA game I've ever been to. I'm like, this is freaking awesome.
Ravi
buy
commented
something?
8 years ago. First time seeing this, I remember freaking Yeah 88 and CB Reach watching this in the car while driving. Phil, buddy, you're insane.
I know it's crazy that people don't. I mean, it's just crazy how the way things got started, like the way things start sometimes, and no one ever remembers the actual person it started because of.
Okay, I got a question. How did this one night with the Rafster, how did you guys become best friends in one night and then just like?
Because I guess, well, I don't know, yeah, in one night. Well, I watched the video. I think I watched the video after the fact, and he was like, even though he called me Nightmare Ball in one, but I didn't care. The fact that I knew. Like he's like, that's a cool. Like he says something in the video. You'd have to pull it up or whatever later. But he finds if the video is still up. I guess it is. But like he says in the video something like, that's a cool dude. Phil's a cool dude or something like. I don't know what he says something like that. And I'm like, okay, all right. That's the first. Honest to God, outside of like my friends that I had, that's the first person that ever mentioned me in a video. I didn't even watch Ravi's videos. I didn't know who Ravi. I don't think I knew who Ravi was. I knew who Breach. Well. I might have known of Ravi, but I knew more about who Breach.
You became your biggest fan. You became his biggest fan.
Oh, I was done. After that, all you got to do is promote me, and I'm good. Like, you didn't even promote me right, but it doesn't matter. Like, you mentioned me. You said we're cool. You're my best bud, man. And you're from Canada, which I had Justin, I hadn't met you yet. But I have a big infatuation with Canada. I love the flag. I've always wanted to go there, blah, 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 blah. We could go into that all any day of the week, but like, and then like here I go. I finally met I think that's the first person I ever met from Canada. I want to say it was, maybe not. I don't know, but I don't want to misquote or misfact that, I guess. But Oh, and people think that I'm joking a lot. And yeah, I play it up a little bit, but Ravi is the man. Ravi's the champ. He'll always be the champ. Shout out to my boy.
29, you're staying with.
Oh, go ahead. We'll get to that.
No,
We'll get to that story.
Hold
on. Go ahead. So I was going to say, I screwed Breach. So let's just throw that out there, okay? I'm the one that counted.
We haven't even got to 30 yet.
We'll get to 30. This is going to be the longest podcast ever.
29.
Take a break from sponsorship.
No, it's fine. We're gonna finish this.
All right, we're good.
Telling me.
We're good.
29. You room with Ravi. Mm-hmm. Why don't you have a WrestleMania 29 ticket?
I knew this was coming. People keep asking that. So 28,
of course.
What do you think? Okay. You look at trip to WrestleMania. You have the hotel. You have everything. You're doing whatever. How do you not have the ticket to WrestleMania?
Yeah. So I didn't book my ticket because following the previous year, which I told that story already, I had a nosebleed seat and then I upgraded it, right? Well, the New York. Well, first of all, there's two things to that. One, that, and then two, you can ask Ravi. One day I just text him and say, "Hey, I'm down if you want me to come," because apparently someone dropped out of his room. I don't remember the whole story. He could probably tell you that. And I was like, "I'm down to go," and he's like, "Okay." And it was just that was it. I was literally like, I don't even remember where. I think I was on another trip or somewhere. I was like in a hotel room. I remember texting him and be like, "Yeah, I'm going." And like the next day, that was it. I started paying him and all that other stuff. But yeah, so I didn't have a ticket. One, because it was late. I think it was after Access has already been sold, or maybe not. Maybe it was right before. It was very like last minute for most Madden. Where did I get Madden from? Most WrestleMania trip like planning. You already know that you're going at that point normally, whenever it was. So like that was that part of it. That's why I didn't have a ticket. And then also I just upgraded tickets in Miami and like got way better seats at the last minute. Like, and they were under face value or at least at face value. I can't remember exactly. But those 4 seats were amazing. So I'm like, I ain't buying tickets before. I'll just wait till I get down there. How am I supposed to know the New York market was the one rare exception to the deal? So I mean, I guess if you want me to continue to go on about the ticket thing, but like the reason I ended up not getting a ticket is because I found tickets. Like people may not, I mean, I've told this story 100 times, but like me and Big Rat found tickets, but to me, I wasn't spending. It was like I think the cheapest ticket we finally found, which there was probably others there, but the cheapest ticket we finally found, like that we had to close on right away, was $300 to $400 for nosebleeds in New York. That's a true statement on StubHub, the lowest one. Not to mention we did go to the stadium, by the way, and we were walking around the stadium. I didn't ever expect this to actually happen, but if someone had done it, maybe I would have done it. I'm not saying I wouldn't have. No one ever actually wanted to do it because everyone was a bunch of marks and wanted to go to see WrestleMania, which whatever, if you travel, I mean, I'm not knocking you on that because I'm a mark too. But I didn't get it. Like we were going to I was carrying the money belt and Big Rat was carrying, true story, was carrying the world title that I bought at 28. And everybody wanted to hold the belt. Every last one of them wanted to hold the belt. Besides, no, I bought the money belt in WrestleMania 29 weekend. I remember getting a lot of hate for that. But anyways, so we were walking around with those belts, right? And I said, I would tell people when they came up, hey, I'll give you this belt. I wasn't going to give them the world title, but I said, I'll give you this money belt for a ticket to WrestleMania. They're like, oh, really? Really? They wouldn't do it. It was a running joke. Like, I don't think I would have ever actually done it unless they were like, hey, here's front row seats. You can have, or something stupid like that. I don't expect anyone to give up that's not what I'm saying, but it was a running joke. So I kept saying it to everybody. Everybody wanted to hold it, take a picture with it, everything else. And so that belt, honestly, to this day holds way more value to me than it would to normal people, because I was like, this is the reason you watched, and there's another, we'll get to that in a minute, but this is the reason why you watched the pay-per-view or you watched the WrestleMania that you absolutely hated. I got the money belt. You could have had that instead. Like, I know it sounds silly, but I'm just saying, like, people came back pissed off. Bobby, shout out to Bobby. He might deny it, maybe he won't. He came back and said he would never watch wrestling again in that hotel room.
I remember that Bobby quit wrestling after that, pretty much.
Well, he ended up watching more after that, so I gave him a hard time because I said I called him a hypocrite. But anyways, yeah, Bobby eventually quit, so I guess he was right. But yeah, so like Bobby came pissed. Ravi was like, It was like Ravi was like either that. I don't remember him being like. I mean, Ravi was more positive than negative. LV I think said the show was trash, for the most part. But anyways, I can't remember anybody else. But me and Dick. Go ahead.
No, I'd say anything.
Me and Big Rat like watched the show on a stream and got food service in the room, and I don't regret that. Like, people were like, "Do you regret? Would you have had a Mania ticket?" The only thing I regret is to be able to say that I was actually in the WrestleMania arena. Outside of that, I don't regret anything. Everything else went perfect. Loved it. Never didn't ruin the trip at all. Still to this day doesn't ruin the trip. It's not my worst WrestleMania weekend ever. It's not. So,
and redemption was you got to see your boy win the title the next night on Raw.
And not to mention that I bought the ticket that I would have rather had. So now it rolled out that way. Now obviously Cena versus Rock, part 2 was obviously getting Cena getting Cena to win and all that was obviously, but getting to see Cena win was huge. Like, I would have liked to be there live for that part because I was such a huge Cena mark and probably still am. But yeah, like, other than that, I got to see my favorite wrestler at the time, because Cena wasn't my favorite at the time. My favorite was Dolph Ziggler. I got to see him win the belt live in person. Now, granted, people went to both, but like, if I only could go to one, and we got decent Raw seats. Literally, there's a video, I deleted it but then re-uploaded it, of my phone literally getting knocked out of my hand. It's on the channel. It's a picture of Ziggler with the belt. But and side note, I had Ravi's case on there. I ended up breaking it. Sorry, Ravi. But yeah, so knocked it right out of my hand. But I don't care. That I will never ever forget being there live. Literally top, if not the top moment live, it's definitely top 3 ever. So that's why I said WrestleMania 29 can never be. Everyone will always look at it as like, Phil didn't make it to Mania. Phil didn't get it to Mania, which Big Rat didn't either, but no one ever mentions Big Rat. Well, whatever. I feel like he doesn't. They don't. They always say, Phil missed Mania. What an idiot. I'm like, I'm not the idiot that paid $500 for a ticket to a show I hated. So
30.
Yeah, 30.
The first time we meet.
Right.
We're in the jury.
Right.
Well, we're in the jury. You're in the, what's the casino hotel?
Harriet? Was it? No. Not Harriet. What was it? It starts with H or something.
I heard you lost a lot of money.
What?
Never mind. Continue.
Lost a lot of money in the casino? Because that would be false, actually.
It was a joke.
The first time me and Phil met, I marked out because Phil knew who I was, and I didn't expect anyone knowing who I was because I never went on like a wrestling trip with the YWC.
I didn't know.
I never met people that knew who I was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Right.
I didn't expect people to watch my videos, even though I probably had like 5,000 subs by then, around that time.
Easily, yeah.
It was just weird. I was like, Phil's like, oh, you know who I am. Oh, you know who I am. Like, I thought I was unknown.
Right.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? I know. It's crazy.
So, okay, we're going to fast forward 30, 32, 34. Between 30 and 34, what's the best trip?
Between 30 and 34?
Yeah.
God, that's so hard, man. 30 just has a special place. It's 30. It's just 30. I don't think it's really close, to be honest. But it's not close because like 34 was great. Like 34 is amazing, actually.
Because you got your Canadian cottage essentially with me, Hassan, and Rafi.
Yep. Which was amazing. Like 34. I'm not taking anything away from 34. 34 was amazing. Like, I still remember leaving 34 like in tears because I had to leave. 30 was the same way. But yeah, bro, like, they're both up there. Literally, my favorite Mania trip is 30. The second one is 34. So that's, I mean, it's just second best. But yeah, 30 was, Bourbon Street was better. There wasn't really anything at Bourbon Street for 34. Not, I mean, a little bit. Griff dancing like an idiot, but other than that. And paying $5. I guess it was that 34. I paid $5 to get slapped in my butt. I don't remember if that was 30 or not. But then, I think that was 30. That was 30, not 34. But
so is 32 like not the worst trip, but like the most overhyped?
32 is the worst trip that I've ever taken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but not just because of the stadium. The stadium thing, obviously, I mean, the stadium is amazing, but the stadium can kiss my behind. I'll never go back there for wrestling anyway, so I wouldn't mind going to see a football game there maybe. But yeah, I'd never go back for wrestling. You can call me. You can give me free tickets. I ain't going. Well, okay, maybe not. Okay. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but no. So like 29. So for 32, I also stayed. Like I randomly ended up staying with Jared, aka Trademark, and one of his friends, and like so I basically just stayed with them. I didn't do anything with them. I did get to meet my longtime friend online. I got to meet Flo, which I'd already met him once. When he came down here in South Carolina. But so I got to meet him a little bit, but not a lot. Like I expected to kind of hang out with him more. Didn't get to do that. I got to hang. There were some good moments. One of the best moments is the night with the Whataburger night, which when we found out Whataburger was extremely overrated. But maybe
it was with when you hung out with me on the Saturday.
Right. Yeah. With Taker. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, exactly. I keep forgetting. But yeah, the Taker thing was way. But then I don't know. It just overall as a trip because 27 was my first. I'm always gonna have a special place at my first WrestleMania. So 27 was a fun. I got to meet my friends for the first time. So 27 is probably third on my list. And then yeah, I mean 34. I mean you have 30, 34, 27. Oh well, yeah, 27 and then 28. They're kind of close, and then 32 is the worst one. Just overall because like I had to I was by myself, and then it's like I don't know. Just there was a lot of things that happened. I wasn't by myself. I got to hang out with Brian and Chase and everybody like that, and you guys of course. But it just overall, it just wasn't the best trip. And then to cap it all off with a horrid experience at WrestleMania, getting in my seat as the pyro went off. I literally 4 people told me where my seat was, and the last one was finally right. So it was a nightmare, and I sat by myself in the nosebleeds, so which is fine. That's
unintended.
Huh?
It was a nightmare, pun intended.
Yeah, pun intended for sure.
WrestleMania 32 will go down as one of the worst trips. And I'm not saying it didn't have good moments because there was a lot of fun times.
Yeah, there was fun times.
But the parts that was supposed to be the most fun was like the worst.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Mania shouldn't be stressful at all. That should be the least stressful day of well, I say day, but I mean with Access and stuff. Access was horrid, Justin. You remember? Like we were done. I'm never doing Access again, is what I said. I remember saying that.
We waited 3 hours to meet the Undertaker, and we had VIPs.
And I missed out on meeting Becky when I found out later that he would have we probably could have done it because we could have just ran in.
Yeah, you could have ran at Becky, and we could have went back.
And went back.
That's how long the time was.
I mean, it was cool to take. Yeah, obviously getting to see Ellis, aka I don't even know I guess Shock Guy. What is his actual? I don't know.
It's just Ellis.
It's just Ellis, but yeah, I don't know him as Ellis. But yeah,
like 30 Shock Guy. If anyone doesn't know who that is,
yeah,
the guy that reacts at the end. He pretty much watches Ravi videos. So him watching Ravi and Breach's videos, I kind of knew him, and then Phil. Right. We just kind of hung on the line for like 2 hours.
Yeah, and Luke was with us too. I'm not trying to not leave him out or whatever, but
we pretty much got to see like how annoying it would be if you're popular.
Yeah, because like people kept wanting to take picture, or I don't remember what it was. Take picture. Oh no, they wanted to see him do the shock face, and I love his rule. Would not do it for anyone. Obviously, he did it for Taker. Well, he did the opposite for Taker or whatever. But outside of that, like he would only do it for kids. And I was like, at first I was kind of like, what a douche. Like I'll be honest, when I first heard that, I'm like, really, bro? Like you're not that popular. Like you were caught on camera. But then I was like, you know what? Like after I saw the people come up to him, like I'm like, okay, bro, I totally understand. Like I would have definitely cut down.
Phil, you're like, I'm exhausted from all the people coming by.
Yes, because I'm like, dude, like he's not even like I'm not trying to be mean, but I feel like he feels the same way. I'm not even famous. I was caught on camera like anyone else would have been caught on camera. The Miz girl, does the Miz girl get that much? Probably not, because you have to be like, I don't know if you could recognize the Miz girl.
Remember, like one of the guys that like work for the convention came up to him and was like, hey, we know you're whatever. You come cut this whole line. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm like,
oh, they did? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That happened.
Ellis is a good guy, bro. Like when I say like that initial part, obviously I was thinking he was doing it because because most people things go to their head, but nah. I'm not gonna mention this person because I don't want to, but there is someone that I know of that, and they may have their reasons, but they're pretty famous on YouTube, and they know it, and I don't like how they exploit it. But anyways, so I'm just saying,
you could just say it's me. You don't even have to like come and say it like.
Yeah.
That we the Pinko guy. No, yeah, like Ellis is a great guy.
That's what we are calling it, Ravi.
What, Ravi, you said?
Yeah, Ravi, his fame goes to his head, right?
I love Ravi, but yeah, if anyone comes off as a douche, it's probably Ravi. But I love him because he's genuine.
You bought one of 3 shirts, Phil.
Only 3 people bought his shirt. I bought the Canadian version. I think I'm the only one that
3 people bought the shirt, and you're one of them.
I'm
It
the
was
only one
you
that
and
the
2
one
other
doing
people.
Or no.
It's a rare shirt. You could probably sell that on StockX for 175 cents.
I'll never sell it. I've actually wore that shirt at the last WrestleMania I went to.
I thought you were gonna say you've actually gotten bids, like
no. I've bought every YWC shirt that they ever made, or that you ever made. I believe I have.
So Phil, you've been on all these trips. Will you ever go to another Mania?
Oh, I want to go to Hollywood. I don't think it's going to happen, so it doesn't matter. But
why then?
What did you say?
You do want to go back?
Oh yeah. Why would I not want to go back? Is people don't want to go back? Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, I will go to WrestleMania as long as I can afford it. I mean, that's I mean, obviously you eventually have to save for stuff. Like Miguel is a good example because I know he's got actually real life stuff he's having to work to. I understand why he kind of bowed out a lot. Because you kind of have to if you don't buy out. I mean, I know it's not as expensive as we've been talking, but it is getting very pricey to go to WrestleMania. And I mean, I'm trying to do other stuff too. So I mean, I
go to Mike's house for AEW. It's like the cheapest trip.
Yeah, like Chicago. I literally fly to Chicago right now for pennies on the dollar. But yeah, I mean, then I did All In. I did the National. That was cool getting to do that differently. I was planning to go to 35. Not my fault. The freaking pandemic came around. Or 36. Was it 36? I don't even remember now. But
36. Yeah.
36. So I was planning to go to 36. Even honest to God, I didn't even have that planned out. It actually worked out great because I was actually going to back out, but I didn't have to back out because I got my money back. So it was great. I actually still have I have a ticket to a takeover that didn't happen. Well, it happened, but didn't happen. No, takeover didn't happen, did it? Did they do takeover? They didn't.
No.
So I didn't have a ticket for Mania yet, or did I? No. I hadn't bought a Mania ticket yet. I had bought takeover because I was going to wait a little while for Mania, and then it didn't happen. But I bought a Becky ticket as well. I have that I'll never meet her. But anyways, I won't say never, but yeah, I would love, dude, Hollywood. If it happens, I would look into it. I mean, that's an expensive trip. But I wasn't going to go. Side note, I wasn't going to go to Hollywood. Hollywood only opened up as a possibility, which is still, like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. But if it does happen, I mean, it could. I would look into it. But I'm going on the triple whammy, which was going to be in February, so I wasn't going to go to Mania because it was just too close together. But now the triple whammy, for those that are going, will know. That don't know, won't know. Chris Jericho personally called me. Side note, but to tell me that it got postponed to October of next year, which is great because I think it's going to make the trip even better. But so now we got a whole year and longer than a year to wait for that. But
and there you go.
So yeah, last question.
Okay, go ahead.
How do you think Brady's going to do on the Bucks?
Brady's going to do on the Bucks. I think I've started off with hatred in my heart. I'll be honest. But once I calm down, not hatred, but there's more like, ugh, I can't believe he's in a different uniform. But I'm happy for him. I'm all on the Brady train. Gronk's the one that can kiss my behind. But whatever. I'll forgive him eventually. But whatever. He was all about WWE and 24/7 belt, and then he decided, I want to play football and chase ring. It's fine. No, yeah, I think Brady's gonna do amazing, bro. If that offensive line holds up, Brady's gonna have a career year because he literally dragged people. People will see how good Brady is because and still is because that dude dragged that team to the. I mean, Belichick was a big part of it. I'm not saying he wasn't, Josh McDaniels, but and the defense was still a big part of it, even if it was overrated. We were 3 points away. That offense was so bad he couldn't get 3 points, and Brady's now going to be able to throw to Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, if he's even on a percentage of the great tight end that he is. Godwin. Who else do I need to name? I mean, the tight end, the other tight end they have, OJ Howard. I mean, it's like if their offensive line is even decent, Brady throws quick anyway. They're gonna freaking light them up. So I'm not worried about that. But one thing I will say, since you said last question, I'll go back to something real quick. Like, it's amazing to me that 1,000. Like, I don't even I've tried. Like, I know Griff has passed me, so that's enough that you need. I love Griff. I love you, bro. But so yeah, I'm going up on 12 years. September will be 12 years that I've been on YouTube, that I've made a video anyways. And I don't even have 1,000 subs. But you know what? I don't do it for that. Like, I do look at it as like I'm always gonna be the guy that's just my story of my life. If I sat here and told you my life, I feel like I'm always the underdog. I'm always the guy that gets the hate. I'm always the guy that, but that's fine. I've learned to embrace it. And so if there's someone that is listening to this podcast, not to be an inspirational guy, but if you have 2 subscribers, if you have 10 subscribers, if you watch me, comment on my video. Like, I know, shout out to my boy Randy. He doesn't make any videos that I know of. And the dude is like my biggest fan, and I will always support Randy. Like, Randy's an amazing guy as well. So, like, I'm getting at is like, you don't have to have this massive amount of subscribers to be friends with people that do, because we're all good people. Like, I don't know of one person that we talk to for the most part that's a bad person. So
that Nytemare10 guy is kind of bad, but you know that's it. So
unless you want to be in a stuff over the 1,000 sub club, then get 1,000 subs.
What'd you say?
I said, I'll be nice to you unless you want to be in our 1,000 club selfie. Then I have to tell you to get out of here.
Well, that's fine. I won't take any offense to that. But
we're out of here.
That's it.
And that's it.
Thanks, Phil, for coming on. We'll talk to you.
God. Appreciate it.
Next one.